Alright, so as I was saying, big bloody knife in right there. The blade itself is 14 inches, 14 or 15 inches, I can't quite remember. Overall, it's 22 inches long as far as I remember from the description. I haven't actually measured it for this video, so I'm not sure. But it is bloody huge, and frankly, there's not many places I could take that it's illegal to carry it unless I was on a camping trip, obviously. In fact, most of these things would be illegal to carry anyway, so not really sure whether I'd take that. The plus side of having that, in the handle it has a compass, and it also has a little survival kit that goes into the handle. So it's one of those big huge survival Rambo style knives, which sharp as I haven't checked to see if it'll hold an edge very well. I've tried it out a few times, but frankly, I haven't sharpened it up properly enough to really test it out properly. We've got the Kurikiri, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, by Cold Steel, which something that you would have in more of a tropical climate. So I'm not sure whether I'll worry about putting that in a kit or not. Being in the lower part of Australia, it's not really something that is really necessary, especially when, well, I don't know. I'm not really sure. I'll wait until I get feedback to just see what people think, whether or not it'd be worth having one of those in the kit or not. So next to that, I've got my 1 pound head axe, tomahawk, whatever you want to call it, little camp axe with the handmade sheath that I made. That thing is sharp. That is, I can shave my arm with that thing. I was glad I got that. I only paid $10 for it at a garage sale, yard sale, whatever you call it. Well worth having it. I think it's probably one of the best buys I've ever gotten. And next to that, a big machete. I think I'd be really struggling to find a reason to carry that with me anywhere. If a copper saw me with that, I'd be gone. So, not really sure if I'm going to bother with that at all. But I just thought I'd put it in there just to see what people think as to what would be the best things to take with. So, here we've got sharpening utensils. I've got these Easy Lab diamond sharpeners, which are really good. They're really thin, so they'll fit in just about any pack, and I could take all 3 of them with me, but I'll probably just take one of in different packs. Over here we've got a file and a sharpening stone, which I would probably take. I'd have to choose which one I'd take. If I was taking the axe, I'd need one of those. So I'd probably take the stone, even though it's a bit heavier, for the axe. Or I may even just break the stone in half and just so I've got a smaller piece to take with me, so it's not so heavy. Or I might just buy another one and break it in half, so I've got one full one and stuff. But anyway, moving down, back to the left. So next to the gloves, I've got a fold-up backpack. It's just a cheap material. It'd break if there was anything heavy in there, but to put it inside another pack as an extra bag, say for instance you've got your bug out bag and you were just going on just exploring the area or something like that, just to see if you could find reconnaissance. That's the word I was looking. If you're going on a reconnaissance around your area and you don't want to have to empty out your big bug out bag, I would take that with me, just because it folds out into a bag and I could put stuff in there that was useful. Obviously, just thought it'd be a good idea to have one of those. So yeah, I'll see what you guys think anyway. Now, down again, we've got our multi-tools. Now that's just a cheapo Chinese multi-tool there, but it's got a hammer on it, it's got pliers, it's got a knife, it's got screwdrivers, it's got everything. So I put it there because I thought, well, if I didn't have my axe, I would need some sort of hammering tool, and that may work pretty well. So if I had that, I'd probably take one of the bigger ones there. But in any case, yeah. So we've got the hammer multi-tool there, which cheapo Chinese, but still, with all the gadgets that it's got on it, it makes up for its cheapness with usefulness. Now, it may not last very long, but it may do for what I need. One moment, I'm just going to turn this music down. Alright, so I'm not yelling. Okay, so next off we've got the little mini multi-tools there. Now, I won't bother taking them out, but those two are very similar. Both of them have a little LED torch on them, which makes them very useful. Both of them are pretty cheap and nasty, but I mean, with a little LED torch, it makes up for the cheap and nasty for its usefulness. Obviously, with the pliers in there, pliers are really useful camping and stuff like that, especially if you've got one of these one of these containers over here that doesn't have a handle. Yeah, use the pliers for the handle. So down here we've got the Leatherman and a cheaper version, which isn't a Leatherman, but it's something that I had years and years before I even knew that I could get a Leatherman. So I got my Leatherman off eBay for about $40, so I'm pretty stoked that I managed to get something that good for such a little price. Victorinox, well worth having a Victorinox. I always carry a Victorinox with me. In my wallet I've got one of those card shaped ones, but these ones here are just, I just put them on the table just to show other multi-tools. So I've got another one as well, but I'm not exactly sure where I put that, so I'll have to go and search for it. The other one that I've got is a bigger one and has pliers on it and stuff like that as well, so it's much better than that. If I was going to have a multi-tool, it would be between the one that isn't showing and the Leatherman Wave, which is well worth having. Alright, on to second last part of this little demonstration here, or whatever you want to call it. Alright, I showed this here. This is a big Forsyth knife that I showed